Hey guys, what is going on? It is xckj here today, bringing to you guys a healers tier list for season 4. I'm really excited to just get this video up. I'm going to be going here, putting all of the healers in their respective places, and then we're going to jump over into the actual game, and then we're going to take a look at some builds and stuff like that as we go through it. So that way you guys are going to be able to see what I'm talking about. I'll actually be able to show it for you. I have all the builds prepared and everything like that. Don't forget, guys, at 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing the one chip challenge, eating the world's spiciest chip, and then trying to play a game of casuals. And if we can hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year, I'm going to be getting a Paladins tattoo. If you guys can do it. If you can do it. If not, hey, I mean, heck, I bet it's never gonna happen. That's why I put it at such a high bar. But it's possible, but also very, very unlikely. But anyway, let's jump into the healer tier list. Starting out with Corvus. I actually really love Corvus right now. I was playing him on the PTS a little bit the other day, and wow, he is able to heal 3 champions at once, 2 champions with a super low cooldown. His ultimate ability is great. He has great escape. He's pretty easy to play too. Like, you can get the hang of him pretty easy. The one thing is, if I'm playing him, I would, especially when you're learning him, try to focus maybe more on, say, your healing, and don't really focus on shooting at all, because it's kind of, you're healing so much, especially once you buy a lot of Chronos. So I'm going to be putting Corvus. Oh, I'm going to put him in A tier right now, just because I think there are some champions that are better than him. He's almost S tier. He's A, almost S tier. Definitely not a bad healer, though. I'll show you guys a build right now for him that I really like a lot. Come over here. This spreading influence build right here. It's not perfect, but I think that it's pretty good. Increase movement speed, increase your life steal for your team and also for you. Mark of Fate provides, like, they nerfed this card recently, but I still think it's really good. 5. It gives the extra heals to both of the people that you aren't healing when you're using Spreading Influence. Reduce the damage taken by an ally healed by Abyssal Reconstruction by 5% after being healed. That's pretty good, and the reason why this is a great one-of card is because it doesn't increase the 5 seconds. It just increases the amount of time that they get the 5%, or 5 seconds, what I'm saying, the 5%. And then just grant a little shield to everybody that you mark, because you have your mark up all the time. So I think that is pretty good. All right, moving on to the second healer on the list, we have Furia. Furia has been up and down usually. She's never bad, which is very cool. So if you're looking for a healer that you just want to be able to play no matter what season it's in, you're not a healer player, so you just want to pick somebody up that's always going to be good, Furia is on this list. Right now, Cherish and Solar Blessing are both really good. Before, Cherish was the only way to go, but I definitely think Solar Blessing has a place now. I'm going to be putting her in B tier right now, just because I don't think she's the strongest healer in the game, but I think she also has the potential to be S tier, depending on who she's in. But I think Corvus is just a little bit better than her, because Corvus can just heal champions that are far away. Furia kind of lacks that ability. She needs the line of sight, or she needs to hit her Solar Blessing, just random beams coming around everywhere. So that's why I'm going to be putting her on B tier, just because, especially if you're playing Cherish, she's just very one-directional. Let's take a look at hers right now.
Battlesuit Angel.
We'll come over here. I'm just going to show you both. Here's a quick little look at a Cherish build. Basically, this gives you a little bit of beam back for a stun every 20 seconds, apply 175 shielding. You're basically just going for heavy right-click stuff. So extra shields, extra health, extra heals, and then decrease your wrath by a little bit. So that's great for Cherish, and then this is great if you're playing... Oh, sorry, this is not the beam build. I'm sorry. Here we go. Is this my beam build? Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do the other one. I'd never play Beam Furia, but I think this was my Beam Furia build. This is good. As long as you have Light Forge on 5, I really think the Beam build does pretty good. You can kind of just go like, Alright, I got that on 5, because now I hit my right click, I get my beam back, so now I got like 2 beams, basically. It's pretty good, and it's every 8 seconds, so that is super, super strong. This is going to be really great when Yagarath comes out. I think Furia probably will move to S tier, because a Furia Nara combo is already so strong, so a Furia Yagarath combo, I can't even imagine, because you're not going to miss your beams on a champion that can't move. Now, going into our buddy Grohk. I love Grohk, I love him so much, but unfortunately, he is a D tier healer, and that just comes to the fact of you have to play the lightning build, the staff build. What is this talent called? You got to be playing talents. Let's see. You got to be playing Spirit's Domain in order to have a good healer Grohk. And the problem with Spirit's Domain is that excuse me. The problem with Spirit's Domain is that when you're shooting your left click, you can't heal yourself. So you have to waste a totem on yourself in order to get your heals back, because you're always shooting your main weapon without stopping. And his ultimate ability is good, but realistically, he doesn't have any hard CC, so he kind of hurts a little bit there. If you guys do want to know a good build to play with, I already forgot whatever the heck, the lightning beam thing. This is a great build. I played a lot of Grohk. He was my first ever main. I played a lot of damage Grohk back in the day. So Thunderlords on 5, Thunderstruck on 2, Outreach on 3, Astral Traveler on 3, and Conduit on 2. This Outreach card, I see a lot of people, they're not really sure if it's any good or anything, but I definitely think that this card is good when you are playing him. But unfortunately, his heals just aren't up to par, and he loses to Bulldozer super hard, and he can't heal when he's healing. So if he was able to heal while using Lightning Staff, I think he would be much, much better, and not D tier, maybe even B tier after that. Now moving to our boy Grover. Grover is my favorite. For me, I wish I could put him up in S tier, but unfortunately, I think that he is going to be in B tier. The reason being, his heals are kind of low. He's got great CC, he has a great ultimate, he has great escape, but unfortunately, compared to some of the other healers, his healing output is just a little bit low. You have to max out Chronos in order to even get your cooldown like a little bit lower, and people got to be staying next to you. It's hard to get far range with him. You got to be pretty close. Even if you max out the radius card, you waste 5 points there. So I'm going to be putting him in B tier. We'll take a look at a build for him. Alright, this is the build that I have been playing with Grover. Basically, you're going to be playing Deep Roots, and yeah, you just want to hit your roots, get your heals back. So what you're going to do is hit your heal, then hit somebody with the Deep Roots, then hit your heal again. So Fatalis on 5, Verdant Expanse on 1 for that extra little bit of range. It's an okay 1-of card. Adrenaline on 1 because, again, an okay card. I wish you could run Unstoppable on 5, but unfortunately, you just need to have Chop Down and Fatalis both on 5 in order to make this build even sort of work. So you're going to be using Unstoppable on 3 for that damage reduction, and then Chop Down because you just want to hit your roots. That's literally the reason why Grover's good, is because he has roots, not because he can heal. But, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, of course he's a healer, but you know what I'm saying. So that is a great Deep Roots build, and I really think that the Blossom, his Q build, it's just not that great right now. There's just, if you're going for more heals, just play another healer, you know what I'm saying? Moving on to our girl IO. I, believe it or not, still think IO might be low A tier, possibly high B tier. The reason being, her dog is still super annoying. I'm going to just put her in B tier for now, and then maybe we'll move her a little bit later. Her dog is still super annoying. It's super tanky. Even though it can't cap anymore, I mean, it takes a ton of shots to kill it, and so you're not going to waste your time shooting it. So that means that the dog is just going to sit there on the edge, either next to IO protecting her, or just sitting around, just dealing that consistent damage, just staying down. She's got a stun. Her ult is meh. Her heals are really, really great, though. Plus, yeah, I mean, I just think her Moonlight build is just so good. The damage reduction. I don't know, I can't think of the names of talents today. Her Goddess Blessing, of course. Her Goddess Blessing build is just so good. With that 15% reduced damage and everything. So, basically, the build that you are going to be playing is, where is it? This Protector's build right here. So, basically, the whole idea behind this is you have more Moonlight capacity. You give your teammates, like whoever your tank is or whoever you're healing with Moonlight, some extra movement speed. You generate some extra Moonlight. You it's just a good build overall. I really enjoy this build a lot. You get an extra jump. I think she's still really strong. If you want to, you could put some extra health into the dog, and then you could play the lifelink build, which is pretty strong. This is another decent build. If you want to mix it up. If you're not vibing with the other build, you could get some heals built in and stuff. I go back and forth between the two. So yeah, these are just two solid builds for her. And if you do want to play lifelink, I mean, just make sure you put some extra health on the dog and kind of focus on the lifelink side of things. But it could be a little bit hard to play lifelink, I feel like, just because it does lose the bulldozer pretty easily. So moving on, we got her on B tier. Now, she got nerfed just pretty hard over this last season. Moving up to Jenos, who I still think, believe it or not, he is S tier. Even though he only has a 10% damage buff right now, he is still, I'm seeing him on like 18 streak games in Diamond because he's so hard to kill and he just keeps out that consistent heals. So you're just going to be playing Luminary Jenos. Well, let's go over and we'll take a look at Jenos quickly. So you are going to be playing Luminary Jenos for that extra 10% increased weapon damage. And then you're just playing a pretty simple build right here. You just want to be playing Astral Cycle and Retrograde on 5. I have Light Years on 3 just to give me a little bit of extra range on my Q, because I really, or on my heal, just because it's not my Q, on my right click. That way I can stay far back. I want to stay far away. The whole thing about Jenos is he never dies. That's the reason why you're playing him. And then I have Falling Star and Star Seeker, but you can change these cards for literally anything. I think I have, yeah, here's my other build that I play sometimes. This is if the map is not as far of a range and I'm not going to be needing to heal people from super far away. I'll play this build just because, it gives me some extra health because everything's like very close together, So these are the two builds I switch between for Jenos, and I do really think that he's just so good as a healer. Moving on, we have Damba, who's also going to be in the S tier right now. Damba is super strong because he has stuns, he has a crazy ult, he has crazy heals, and he can heal the entire team at once. The same reason why Corvus and Jenos are so good is Corvus can heal 3 people at once. Jenos, once he has Chronos 3, can be healing 3 people at once. Damba has got the same thing. He can heal people at once, and he's super forgiving as a healer. When you first start playing him, I would recommend just focus on your heals and your ults. Don't focus on your stuns. And then as you get better with him, start to focus on your stuns. So I'll just take a look at the builds that I got for you guys today. Swift Spirits on 4, Possession on 4, so reduce your damage taken by 16% while healing someone, and then Eerie Presence on 4. So you got 4, 4, 4, and the Eerie Presence is so good, super forgiving. You miss your right click, it's fine. It's literally on half-second cooldown. You just get it back instantly. Venomous Gourd and many gourds right here, just to kind of, give you a little bit of a boost, right, for your gourd healing and then for your right click healing. And this increase your movement speed of allies with Mending Spirits. I mean, geez, you're able to snipe across a map with some of your heals, and then now you got a healer with a 20% movement speed buff. It's very strong, and it lasts for a while too. For Damba, I didn't say what talent that you're going to be playing. For Damba, you are going to be playing Spirits Chosen. Ripen Gourd is a good build, but for me personally, I'm not super into it. I do see people playing pretty good with it, but I'm playing Spirits Chosen personally. Alright, moving back over to the list, we have Pip, another, unfortunately, a D tier healer. The reason why I do have him on D tier is just because he kind of feels like he doesn't do a whole lot of anything. They keep on buffing him slowly. Eventually, I think he might end up being strong. He kind of runs into the same problem as Grohk, where his main weapon is how he heals. Combat Medic is pretty much the one way that you can be playing Pip. So this is the build that I like to play. You still are kind of focusing on your Q heal, but at the same time, you're getting those extra heals because your Q heal is not enough. It's just not enough to be a main healer. So you're going to be playing Combat Medic but still focusing on the Q heal. So heal yourself with Gift Giver, Pep in the step 2, Medicinal. medicinal excellence. There you go. Medicinal excellence on 4, reload on 4, and smithereens on 2. This is just for that extra ammo since you are healing with your main weapon. But as I said before, he falls into the same problem as Grohk does, which is he's using his main weapon to heal, so he has to use some of the heals on himself. And then when that happens, you know, now you're healing your team less, so it just ends up hurting him a little bit. Moving on, we have Seris, another healer who I'm going to put in high A tier, almost S tier, because she's easy to play and she does a ton of heals, and her ult is pretty easy to use. We'll go over and take a look at her, just pretty much her main healing build. This is not her agony build, this is her mortal reach build, and then you are going to be playing, where is it at? Either of these two right here, really. Soul Forge and Blood Pact on 5, both of them on 5, and then from there on out, it's kind of whatever you want to play. On this build, I have some extra health, Umbral Gate, and Veil. Just kind of helps you get away a little bit better, gives you some extra movement speed. And then on this one, we have extra movement speed while you got something stacked, heal for 50 every 1 second while using Shadow Travel, and reduce the cast time of Shadow Travel by 10%. You could probably change this out for like Dark Whisper or Revenant, something like that. I don't really like that other card that much. So basically, I mean, she heals for a ton. She is easy to play. She doesn't die. She's kind of in the same way as Jenos. But I do think that some of the healers might be a little bit better than her, but she is like nuts. She's absolutely insane. So you definitely can be playing her. And then we have good old Ying here. Ying, unfortunately, is going to be C tier, I think. She's not quite as bad as Grohk and Pip, and she can be played really well. Right now, the only healers that are like actually throw picks to be as your only healers are your D tier healers. Everybody else, you know, they're going to be able to carry you in games. They're going to be able to do well, especially if you play them well. And it's the same with Ying, but the problem is with Ying, she has no crowd control right now. And if you have no CC, you pretty much are lacking behind. You need to have then, like, both of your tanks need to have CC or something else built in order for her to work. So when you're just playing, you know, solo draft pick and stuff like that, she's not going to be, unless you're playing with a team, you know, she's not going to be the champion that you want to go to. She has a great ult. It is global. It heals the whole team. She's got high heals, but Ying right now is just worse than Damba. There's no reason not to play Damba instead of Ying, as when you miss your right click, you have it back instantly on Damba. When you miss your right click on Ying, you're kind of just sitting there wishing that, you know, you had your right click back. So let's take a look at a build for her, and then we'll be wrapping up this video. So you're going to be playing Brittle on 5, Rewind on 1, Spring Bloom on 4, Encouragement on 3, and Tangible on 2. If you also want, I think, yeah, you can do... No, don't play this. This is Harmonies right here. Yeah, don't play Harmony in any of these builds. Reduce... Wait, is this on? Yeah, this is definitely the build that you want to be playing right here, because it has Spring Bloom on 4. Spring Bloom on 4 is like really great, and Brittle on 5. These are pretty much the two cards that you definitely need, and I do really like Encouragement on 3 too. It does help a decent amount. But anyway, guys, let me know what you did think of the list. Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was trash? Whatever you guys think, let me know. Who's your favorite healer right now in Season 4? I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.